Weldios University. I'm an actuary by profession, a lawyer by profession, a husband, a dad, a member of parliament for Embakasi East constituency, a lover for justice, a man who means well, means no harm, thinks no harm, does no harm, but wants the best for the Kenyan citizens. I want to take this opportunity to wish you a Merry Christmas season and a Happy New Year, and ask the Almighty God to give you a healthy 2024, a prosperous 2024, a visionary 2024, a year full of joy, peace, and love. Thank you very much, guys, and I hope we enjoy our conversation. We'll make it so easy, not so official, so easy so that at least we close the year in a relaxed way, not in a very, very rigid and a tough way, because people have had a tedious year, a year full of challenges, and we just want to make it an easy conversation where we guide each other, where we talk with each other, not at each other. Otherwise, thank you, guys. I stand guided, and we can start.
Okay, so thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. Good to see you again. And before I throw my first question, I just want to join other fellow Kenyans, the people of Embakasi East Republic, because we are no longer constituency. You know, very soon we will cede. The congratulations, you earned your doctor, and now you are doctor. You are no longer Hon, you are now doctor. So congratulations, and you always say that he who opens the door of a classroom has closed several doors of a prison, you know. So thank you so much, and congratulations for that. So the first question I'm going to throw, Mheshimiwa, is more political. Of late, we've seen issues in you as the Secretary General of Kenya Young Parliamentarians Association. You wrote a letter that was the chairman, I'm forgetting the name. Tell us the exact picture, what is going on there, and we know you've been very vocal, you've been a freedom fighter. So just explain to us, the majority of us hawezi jua what is going on hapo Kenya Young Parliamentarians.
Thank you, Auka. There seem to be some little issues in Kenya Young Parliamentarians before. There was a storm in a cup of tea. It wasn't a very serious issue. It was something that was manageable. As leadership and leaders in this country, we sat down, we came up with viable solutions to run Kenya Young Parliamentarians. I'm still the standing Secretary General of Kenya Young Parliamentarians Association, KYPA. So there is nothing much about it right now. There is nothing serious that's happening that is that is causing any alarm. Everything is well, everything is good. So there is no problem in KYPA as things stand. We came together as Azimio, together with Kenya Kwanza, because it is an association that unites members of parliament and members of county assemblies from all the political divides, from Kenya Kwanza, from Azimio, from independent candidates or other independent leadership, those leaders who won their positions by being independent candidates, and also other political parties. So as things are, everything was sorted out. There seemed to be some issues within Kenya Kwanza versus Azimio, but we settled them. Everything is well in KYPA, and it is an association that advocates for the interest of young men and women in this country. Yes.
Thanks so much, Mheshimiwa. I think that's a clarity. My next question would go to, presently, we've seen so many Kenyans being exploited, or rather, not only Kenyans, but also those who come from diaspora who was visiting Kenya through a lot of issues at the airport, mara ukiwa na nini, lipa tax then. I don't know, as somebody who has been on the forefront in communicating and defending all these things, what are your take and what have you done as a person, because JKA is in your Embakasi East constituency?
Thank you very much. Number one, it is very rude, very arrogant, and at the same time ignorant of the executive arm of the government headed by the president to impose tax on everything. You can't expect that every person who's traveling to Kenya to be paying tax on their goods, on whatever they have, even clothes, even the inner pants. That is very, 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 it's an absurdity, something which is unheard of. If you want to collect taxes, come up with various ways, different other ways of coming up with ways to collect money, to generate income, revenue for the country. And raising taxes, or rather collecting taxes in an illegal way, does not help the government collect sufficient revenue to run this country. And I explained to them, as an economist, I explained to them very well the repercussions, the consequences of increasing taxes in a nation, and that if you increase taxes of fuel, you literally increase the prices of goods and services which are capable of being transported from one area to the other. If you increase taxes for fuel, then basically the cost of production will go high. With the increment in the cost of production, you will literally increase the value of goods and services which are being produced in the manufacturing industry, even in the primary sector, which in mining and agriculture. The cost of production goes high, the prices of goods goes high, prices of goods go high, and therefore you will connect less revenue because there will be low demand for those goods. And when there is low demand, there will be low supply, going by the demand and supply curve. You know that very well. So definitely the government is run by people who are mentally weak. They are not reasoning. People who I think have never seen the four corners of a classroom. People who are academic orphans, academic dwarfs, academic lilywats, who don't know how to run a nation. So you can't run a nation like a kiosk. Even a mama mboga running a kiosk has brains to run a kiosk and make profits, because Kenya is a big business entity. Many companies under one, different parastatals, different ministries. Those are different companies which should be run.
Maybe just something to put in. Do you think, from your background, you are economics 101 and all, do you think increasing the tax base or increasing the taxes, for instance, let's say if the government increases myriad of tax brackets, for instance, online, bringing tax online, bringing tax, do you think is a sufficient way to get revenue for the government? Or if we just maintain the current things which are being taxed, then the government increases the tax percentage, which one would bring more money to the government, the former or the latter?
The moment you increase taxes in a nation, you create low demand. When there's low demand, for example, if I oversimplify it, if we increase tax of fuel, okay?
Yes.
That farmer in the village who is depending on fertilizer to do farming will increase the value of maize that is being produced in the farm. Why? Because number one, the value of fuel has gone up, therefore the transport cost for fertilizer will go up. The transport cost for seedlings will go up. When they go up, what do you expect once there's a harvest? That transport cost that was consumed in fertilizer or seedlings, or the cost of running a tractor, if you're doing a large-scale farming, by buying diesel, will be factored in the final product. Therefore, the cost of that mahindi will go up. The moment the cost of maize is up, the supply, the demand for that maize will go down. So many people will say that, now the cost of maize is high, we cannot buy maize. Therefore, the demand will go down. Once the demand will go down, even its supply